So COVID was a madness. Like, I was like, events over.
You know, being that businessman, that entrepreneurial spirit, it's like, I do this, but maybe this might be better.
Yeah. I thought I nearly killed her one day, yeah. I've got a funny story about making a wee in a bush somewhere.
Whereas that would have transformed their bottom line.
I'd do that with 4 geezers, like that's a £5 weekend.
With that, is there any moments within the last few years or the journey of it where you've gone, oh yeah, this is the one, this is the bollock?
I literally drew a tent with a sun behind it on my hand, and I turned up to my day job on a Monday and just went on company's house and set it up. It gives me goosebumps actually, think about it.
I think what it does do, it shows the fact that you're enjoying what you're doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, Ben, cheers for popping down, mate, from the BizzFest Podcast. It's obviously you helped us out last year with the Crescent job, which is brilliant. Your stretch tests were amazing. So just tell us a bit about what you do and how you do it.
We're basically a temporary event, like temporary structures for events, basically.
Right.
Specifically, stretch tents. Seasonal business. I mean, they're not marquees. They're very much like a fabric type stretch tent. They're designed for what countries originate from, like South Africa, and they are summer tents. They're open sided generally, and the whole concept of that structure is the feeling of still being outside, which is why I love it so much. It's a seasonal business. We're out in the sun. This week is popped off because it's too hot. Do you know what I mean? Everyone thinks of a marquee for rain protection. These things are not. These things are designed to keep people feeling like they're outdoors. But that's it really. Temporary structures for events. Business started as a bell tent business.
Right.
Funnily enough, the original idea was weddings, festivals, getting people sleeping in tents at parties for my own love of festivals.
So they weren't like massive, great big structures at that point. They were just like a little bell tent.
One little bell tent.
Almost like camping.
Yeah, man. That's how it started. So I've been camping for years. We got after a few years, we had the cool tents. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then people started borrowing them off me, and it's coming back wet. It's coming back like all messed up. Then it started. Can you put it up for me? I was like, yeah, no worries. I didn't have any problems putting them up, taking them down. And then I went to a wedding and I paid 250 quid to be in one. And I was like, can I swear on this podcast?
Yeah, okay.
I struggle not swearing. I paid 250 quid to be in one. And I was like, I fucking got this at home in the shed.
Yeah.
Like I'm a couple of beds away from like saving myself 250 quid. But outside there was like 20 of them, so I'd done the quick maths. I was like, that's a I'd do that with 4 geezers. Like that's a £5 weekend.
Yeah. And
that's literally how it started. And I was like, I was sitting around the campfire, I think, what would I call it? And I was like, I'd call it Under the Canvas because the product was canvas. I literally drew a tent with a sun behind it on my hand, and I turned up to my day job on a Monday and just went on company's house and set it up. And that's literally how it started. Rung up a supplier, have you got any second-hand tents? Went and bought a second-hand tent, Argos metal frame, stuck it in the tent the next one, went camping, took a photo, put it on Instagram, and that was it. Interest started. And the idea was festivals and weddings, but the instant thing was gardens.
Yeah.
Kids in gardens.
Kids parties, stuff like that.
So it's I want to I'm going to put my teenagers up in a tent in the garden. Can you do that? I was like, yeah, no worries. So it was 4 single beds and whatever. Didn't go down a theming route. For me, if there were boys, it was blue. And if there was girls, it was pink or yellow or something. Yeah. And that escalated quickly. Like with Instagram at the time, you post something, you got...
Yeah, it was happening, It's not so much... Like now, you've got that double challenge of people, you just get a bit of slop, don't you, online, so it's a little bit more sort of discombobulated in terms of like who's seeing what, how and then. But back then, you put a post up and it was like game on, wasn't it, straight away?
Yeah, man.
So how long ago was that then when you started all that?
So that's 2000. So I started a business in the winter. So we camped in the winter in 2018. Obviously, we started picking up a bit of business in 2019. But I had a day job at the time. So for me, it's side hustle. Yeah. Putting tents up weekends basically. Yeah. But that grew over a couple of years quite quickly. We started doing festivals. We started doing weddings. I was in 12, 13, 14 gardens at the weekend. Having Fridays off the first two summers of that, I was booking all my holiday days were Fridays. Governor was like, why are you having so many Fridays off? I was like, grafting another business. Is like, then that was a bit weird.
Yeah.
But it was holiday days, Thursday nights, putting my shorts on. I was walking out the door on a day job. Fridays booking holiday days off, then trying to get them back Saturdays and Sundays where I could. Battered vans, old cars, borrowed vans.
It's just brilliant. I love all of that because that's the bit. Did you find that in all of that working journey, was that what sort of stage were you feeling like at that point? Was it like, oh, this is the bollocks, give me more of this, or was there a little bit of fear in there, or
a fear all the way through my business journey? Even yesterday, I wake up every day. What's going on now? I've got staff and that. I don't think that goes away, does it? It's just a new challenge, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, I suppose it started, mate. I got to a point in my construction role where I was actually in a really good position. We was talking about directorship, we was talking about performance bonuses, stuff like that. But I felt like I was at a ceiling. I was like, well, apart from unless I get some sort of ownership or whatever, I'm at a ceiling.
Plan,
my salary might just move with inflation, whatever. I was like, I need a side hustle, just had I think, did I have the boy? Yeah, the boy was. I was looking at the future, going, "Hold tight, I need to be able to."
To do something there.
Yeah. And so I was open minded to it, and then that's sort of what happened. So it became a side. I loved it, mate.
So then you ran into COVID, then, didn't you? I suppose.
Yeah. So COVID was a madness. I was like, events over. I still had my day job, so I was like, no, not too much stress, but this is a good thing I've got going on here. My mate said to me, Tobes, bless him, he was like, drop your price and just post something on Instagram. I was like, all right. So I was cooking a barbecue on a Sunday and I was like, I put a post up saying, it's tongue in cheek. I was like, if the other half's driving you mad, stick him in the garden, stick him in the back garden for a week for 175 quid. So by the time I'd finished cooking my bangers, I'd had about 18 bookings. I didn't look up till October, seriously. That was it. That was when it got crazy. Buying beds, duvets all over the living room. Mrs. ironing, she hates ironing. Mother-in-law, dragging mother-in-law out of me to put these things up in this sort of heat. I thought I nearly killed her one day. Yeah. I was like, we've got loads to do. I've got no staff, no vehicles. It was like, right, hire a van. Mother-in-law ironing at 10 o'clock at night, and she come out of me the next day in this heat. Grafted her till about 10 p.m. midnight. I got a funny story about making her wee in a bush somewhere. She would go mental for me. But there were moments in that, man, when I was like, it's breaking point. You just done a full shift day job.
Yeah.
Out on the road, 9 p.m. Absolutely fucked. But then driving home, the sun setting, and I just nicked a couple of quid, and I was like, it's my own thing. And
it's your own money, it's your own time, it's your own experience.
And started feeling the power of, well, if it's my own thing, you put all this work in, the reward is so much better. Do you know what I mean? So that was it. That was just a constant drive, just evolved that. And
then at what point did you then sort of take that leap of faith then from being sort of employed on a side hustle to then all in?
2022, I maxed out. I didn't have enough holiday days to deliver the summer. My governor started questioning, hold on, there's conflict here. Do you know what I mean? I was like, fair enough, because my
head was
drawn. And I weren't going to be able to take the business to the next stage if I didn't take the leap. So in that May, I think 2022, I turned around and said, I've got to give this a punt. If it goes wrong, I can come back to the construction later. But if I don't take a punt now...
And that's quite a strange time to do it, isn't it, mate? Was it May was a good time, I suppose, just before the summer? Or you're
for me, it was the season. So I always thought my season was May to September. Yeah. It's a lot smaller than that. Well, it is and it ain't. But in terms of full on, it's more June, July, August. But that was May sort of setting up, planning, getting things, bookings are coming in.
Yeah.
But that was my sort of leap of faith. Well, if I don't have a go now, I'll never know. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, I've got to wrap it up or just constantly be juggling two things.
Yeah.
So, well, stretched me. But for you to mention COVID, me and the missus decided to get married in COVID. I think it's summer of 2021. And we basically give a geezer $1,000 for a bit of land. I said, I want to have a festival-style wedding. Yeah. He'd not been using it. He went, go for it. And then I was looking at marquees and stuff, and they were coming out quite lumpy. So I was like, well, if I buy one, I can add it. I can get them.
Add it to the tents.
I can get them. I can recover the cost of it over time.
Yeah.
So I used the wedding budget to invest in the business. Basically, that's the way. That's what I look at it. Yeah. Missus don't know that, but I was like, oh yeah, a bit of wedding budget here. We bang that into the business. But that's how the stretch tents kicked off. We had about 180 people 2 weeks after the lockdown was lifted, which was madness. 180 people ain't all been locked up.
Haven't seen each other now.
Yeah, so like we had that middle of a field. We had all the conditions. We had the rain. We had the sunshine. We had a massive party in the tent. We had it's the bollocks. It's like 180 people festival, and that was the start of like the stretch tent thing. Then last year I wrapped up the bell tents.
Right.
Stretch tents just got more and more structures, bigger structures. Wrapped up the bell tents because logistically, the stretch tents were like easier to.
So then
deliver.
with the stretch tents, then you sort of built that and got that bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So like to the point, from like that point to like now, like how many tents have you got now? How many or like stretch tents have you got now? Like what could you?
So we've got 10 structures.
And how much would that cover in terms of meterage?
It's about 1,200 square meters now, all in. Hell. If we stitched them all together.
Yeah.
Our biggest single piece is about 3,500. But then we can join all different pieces. So we've got the big one which goes out for sort of like festival stage. You had it, the big one. You're in that area.
Yeah.
And then we've got like 2 of them, and then smaller ones because gardens is still a big part of our. We grew up in gardens.
Yeah.
It's still one of my favourite parts of the business. You walk into a garden, a tent transforms it. You put it in a field, it looks all right, but it's just a tent in a field.
Yeah.
In a garden, completely transforms it. Do you know what I mean? So I still love that part of the business. But yeah, it's a lot more.
And a part of that, so then going back to that point where you'd come out the other side of COVID, obviously bought your first stretch tent with your wedding budget, which is wicked. I just love that. And then, so in terms of that then, where did it go from there? I suppose you started employing people, get a little team together, or did you manage to sort of muddle through for a little bit of time? Or
I muddled through up to about 3 seasons ago. 3 seasons ago, I employ my staff for May to about, well, it's probably more March now to October.
Yeah.
On like a full-time basis, and then they'll sort of stand down over the winter. And in the winter, I've got other angles in the winter.
Right.
I've got like construction consultancy, like cost consultancy. So that's for me still a way of balancing the sort of seasonal element of business.
Getting a little bit, yeah.
But another way we got round the winter was we started selling them to pubs and clubs.
So we've done a couple of bars I've got, we've done exactly that. So especially after COVID, when like outdoor space was so important, wasn't it? That we just started putting them up outside the back, and then before you know, you just think, why have we never done this before? You know, it's ridiculous, really, that no one's, people like back then they'd do like a little gazebo or a little pop up or something, but now people have gone like all in just as much doing the garden as they have done the inside of a
place. Well, it's another room for like revenue, and like, when we always talking to people, it ain't a smoking tent. Do you know what I mean? It's, if you've got the demand and you can put events in there and you can do another 50, 60, 70 people, it makes sense. So we're always talking to people is, well, how quick is that going to pay? If you've got that for a year or 2 years, it's probably paid back quite quickly.
Yeah.
A great example, the Calls over in South London. It's like 2,000 cap club venue in the summer. It's like the best photos, the best club space.
Yeah.
In the winter, it's a ghost town. We put a 700 square metre tent, I think 800 square metre tent on their arena. It's madness.
So how many people did you get underneath that?
2,000 people. But they fully invested. So first of all, we covered a portion of it, then we extended it, then they wrap it with containers and seal it all off and heat it. Like that's been an evolution over about 3 years. So first year we got it covered, then there was like floor, because heating's an issue. So then they invested in wrap it all around it and heat it, and now they put massive events in there. So it's paid for itself. It's
so good as well, because it's like it sort of takes you back to like the BizzFest stuff. So then, i.e., like what you're doing as well, it's not just giving people like the sort of atmosphere, like you're saying, in gardens to have a great time and get excited and meet new people. You're actually giving other companies and other businesses the opportunity to make more money, isn't it? Really, you know what I mean? It's just having that cross investment. You know, it's like when you're working all the time, you sort of a lot of money that I spend within our companies is stuff that it just dissipates into. You just don't even know what it is. You know, it's just run of the mill, like an electric bill or something, just rubbish. You know, whereas that you think actually it's like that would have transformed their revenue, wouldn't it, for the year? That would have transformed their bottom line.
It's all return of anything you're doing. We all want a return on investment in business. If I'm going to invest in social media or SEO, I want to understand that I'm going
where it's coming back.
Yeah, exactly. So with venues, it's about what. So you got two people. You got the party people, which is an ego thing. We got a really cool party, laying down a load of dough to put on a party. Yeah, that's where my head's at. I'm down that road. Let's have a wicked party. But then you got the other side of things. It's like you go into a business. You're like, well, I'm only going to sell this to you if you can see the value.
Yeah,
it ain't worth me trying to flog you something that ain't going to earn you money.
Yeah,
we done a rugby club about 6 weeks ago. They took a punt, put a tent over a bar on the side of a rugby club over in Newbury. And then by the time they'd bought it, I'd turned it up with a week later an ex-stock tent. By the time I got there, it was like we've already booked it out 6 times before we've only known about it a week, and we've already hired it out for like £500 a time, plus the revenue on the bar.
Yeah.
I was like, oh right, it's gonna.
So then I suppose then you could then got the piece of you're trying to. Is it a challenge where you have to like educate people into wanting it? Do you know what I mean? So it's like whenever you're selling anything to someone, you've got to then think. It's not just a tent anymore. Like we've evolved. Like now we're all the way through the journey, and now we're in a point whereby you have to almost not sell them a dream, but sort of give them the understanding of why they need it in their lives. Do you know what I mean?
It is trying to just get their mind around how they might use it.
Yeah, because oh my gosh, a lot of money, and you go, well, it isn't if you start breaking it down into like exactly what you're saying about the rugby club into a daily sort of revenue stream. Yeah. And
another option for revenue, like basically entrepreneurial venue owners for us are the one.
Yeah.
I work with Duke over in Wanstead, and he puts a very small tent over his wicked courtyard, puts a door on it, becomes a space he hires out separately to the venue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's another 80 people either dining or drinking. Like it becomes a new venue in the winter. Do you know what I mean? In the summer, it's a space that people sort of sit in. In the winter, it's a revenue stream. So it's trying to get people to see that, and sometimes even the rugby club, they had a board of 8 and there was one person weren't having it.
Yeah.
So I'd done basically a revenue calculator. I was like, well, if you plug these in, how many people you'd put in it, what your sort of average cost is, or how much your average cost per head, and run the numbers, that's your payback on it. And he said within about an hour, he rung back and went, yeah, that's what we needed, and they went for it. So
there's always those challenges in terms of why it's hard to try and get people to just take that leap of faith as well, isn't it? You know, and especially when you're the guy at the end trying to do the selling, because it's even harder because like I'm the world's worst. When people come to me and they're talking about, oh, have you thought about this? What about that? My first thing in my brain goes, well, what's it in for you? Like, why?
Yeah.
Why should I be doing something? Why are you telling me what to do? You know, and actually, you need to sort of step back, rewind, and go, actually, this makes perfect sense. If anything, like these guys are educated, they know what they're doing, they've seen it happen before, and they'll probably plug that into what I'm doing and go, well, this would make what I've done over there would make sense over here, you know, and they go, but it's really hard to see. So in terms of that then, so is there any sort of, like one of the things we talk about in the BizzFest is in terms of like having fun. So the whole point of BizzFest was just to have fun, let people meet, exactly what you're saying about the whole sort of tent scenario, right? So it fits in perfectly. So with that, is there any moments within the last like few years or the journey of it where you've gone, oh yeah, this is the one, this is the bollocks, this is the whole reason like I've done it? You know, like when you said you wrote the logo on the back of your hand, like having that sort of vision in a workplace to then actually thinking, oh fucking hell, like we're having it here.
Yeah. It gives me goosebumps actually. Think about it. It's all of it, man.
Yeah.
I just love business. Yeah. Like, don't get it wrong. Like, I couldn't let this business go. Like, I'm business minded. I'm like, oh, it probably ain't the thing that like.
Yeah, there could be something else.
This ain't the future. Yeah. Like, I'm always thinking about other stuff, but this gets me outside, gets me into amongst it, gets me meeting people. Like when it's this up, like I'll still go out and put them up, like, and I love it. Do you know what I mean? Like as a businessman now, I'm trying to pull away and create a system and processes where the business. But if I can go out on the road with the boys, I go out on the road. I love it, man. Like I love it.
It's like I call it like putting your Superman pants on. Yeah. You know, and then kind of phone call comes, go, can you go? Yes, I can actually do. I get to go sort of take a few steps back and just relive it a little bit. Yeah, brilliant.
I was like, the big one's going, that's sweet. We need bods on one of them. Do you know what I mean? So, but there's been loads of moments, man. It's like for me though, it's like I'm a really simple man. Like, I like being outdoors, but like when we've gone late and it's tough. And you get a little sunset, and you order a little bit of takeaway to be dropped off to keep everyone fed. Everyone's fucked. Yeah. But there's moments in that. Do you know what I mean? And but yeah, I don't know. It's like last year we put up a tent for an 18th in a garden over a swimming pool, and like you walk away just nan, I want to be going to that party.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like I had a personal experience at my wedding of that whole atmosphere of like partying outside and festivals. So every time you walk away knowing you've delivered a space for people to have that experience, I always get that hit. I still get nervous about putting them up. Like I remember even every single bell tent, although there was a standard, always still get nervous about whether they're going to like it or not, or and then walk away. They're always like, oh yeah, this is the bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It is really hard. We have exactly the same with the event space that we do, and like you have in your head, because you could see it, you could probably you could stand in someone's car and go, right, I know exactly what it's going to look like now, but it's just portraying that to a customer, and then they've got to buy into that.
Yeah.
And also, like one of the other challenges is you might be able to see it, but can you portray that to them, and then they go, oh, that's exactly right, I get it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas you go, oh, I understand what it's going to look like. Do you understand now? And they might go, yeah, and you go, oh, they don't really. You know?
Well, sometimes I don't, right? I know it fits.
Yeah.
But I half know how it's going to be rigged, but I know I get it done. And then sometimes we have to tweak it, and I walk away and go, oh, it looks better than I thought it was going to look. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's,
So what's the biggest job you've done? Like the biggest singular one?
oh, do you know what? Probably Boat Club, man. We just walked away from there a couple of weeks ago. They had 10,000 people over in Chelmsford, London Wild, and they have stage 2 of us, which is our biggest structure. They have their backstage. Then we've done their little Solana stage, which was a small intimate stage, and their VIP. So we had sort of 4 different structures, all in different purposes,
right?
Which is great. You like. 1 minute you're building it for a massive stage for 2,000 people to get wonky under. Then you've got the small intimate stage by the lake. Then you've got the backstage thing. It's like different vibes all in one space. And Mike as well has always been up for my ideas. I remember like the first one we done was a VIP, and I went, oh, why don't we build this? I went, I've got a spare tent. Why don't we build this little small stage with like hay bales around it? And we went, yeah, go for it. And we had a punt at it, and it looked wicked. That's now his stage 2, but with a massive tent and like about 50 hay bales. You know what I mean? So he's always been up for
like trying new things.
Yeah, oh yeah, go for it. So yeah, working people like that is good. But then we've done one over in Elmley Nature Reserve, which was a mad venue over in Sheerness. That was a massive corporate, about 250, and we put our big one up with like a chill out space for about 200 staff. That was cool, but then we were working with some friends of ours who do the bell tents. They had about 250 bell tents there, and it was just a mad day. We had the weather. There's like hundreds of people working the site. Do you know what I mean? Like it was all for the corporate event. So it was all just a business land on for his staff, which is just a completely different energy. It wasn't a profitable thing. It was a gift to their staff. And you're like, oh, they're going for it. Yeah. Like big budgets, you know what I mean? So
you're still finding people are spending like good money within corporates then?
Yeah, I think like brand activation, like I think business is still, obviously, you know, as well as I do, you've got to constantly invest in marketing, constantly come up with new ways of having visibility. So yes, domestically I felt it drop off this year. I'm not doing so many gardens, which is a shame. I like being in gardens. But corporate there, brand activations, successful festivals are having it off. I felt a dip in that as well this year. Just the way, like we were talking earlier about ticket sales, the dynamic of ticket buying now is all very late.
It's gone. Well, the problem is ticket buying. It's like the Amazon effect, isn't it? People just go, well, I'll just buy one. I'll go tomorrow.
Yeah, it used to be now sold out like the day to come out, and like that's why people are a bit nervous. Everyone's taking any people laying it on there is taking a risk, which you've got to respect. Do you know what I mean?
And also, I feel like with a lot of corporates, when they're talking about like you were saying, like those sort of gift days or like away days with staff and that, and obviously the key metric is for like staff retention, isn't it? Right. So, but then equally with like the AI coming into the world heavily now, you sort of feel like, well, if it's staff retention, then is it that important to them anymore? Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of these big corporates are laying people off left, right, and centre. You know, so by default, you sort of think, are they going to need these moments in time to make them all happy? Or is it actually a point whereby they think, well, don't worry about it, we can just AI that now? Do you know what I mean? So whether they'll be reinvesting into software in the future compared to like keeping everyone happy? Yeah.
I think we're walking into a world where like, you see it, because we have got access to AI and tools now that can run things for us, people are getting disconnected, man. It's a bit like BizzFest, exactly what it is. Like I'm turning up there to meet people. Do you know what I mean? Like-minded. And I think we're like, even with social media, I don't want to go deep on this, but I think we're getting suffocated of human connection.
100%,
And I think the market for that in the future is massive. People are going to want it. They're going to want to be at events.
You're exactly right. It's going to be like the vinyl.
It'll be a premium.
Yeah.
Like, go meet people or pay some money. Do you know what I mean? So, like for me, we're never going to lose that. It's like I use AI every single day, and I'll utilise everything I can to reduce my load. But at the end of the day, I need people around me for motivation. So I think that's a market. I
think so too, and that's exactly why we built what we built, and it it's working seamlessly for us. So fingers crossed it carries on. And I feel like with Victor, events have gone mental. So I went to the EPS show last was it last year, end of last year? Record attendance. So it's absolutely ballistic.
Yeah.
Record amount of stands, record amount of people going there, all in the event space. And we, I chatted to a friend of mine, Matty Curran, the other day, and he said busiest year they've ever had at like 2 events. That's like crazy busy. And I'm just hearing good things about events now. Whereas actually, if you read a newspaper, it'd be polar opposite.
Yeah.
Like we're all doomed, everything's going down. And I think the event space is actually coming through thick and thick. So I just think, why not? Exactly what you're doing and what we're doing is only gonna be better, isn't it? So when you're talking about, being that businessman, that entrepreneurial spirit, in terms of like I do this, but maybe this might be better.
Yeah.
Actually, I think like you're betting on the right horse at the minute, and I think that's where my brain's going with it.
Yeah, I feel like it, and it's just diversifying what I do. It's like, can I put things now? I'm looking at what can I put things under my tents and like utilise the space myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, so like a lot of people come to me for my product and then activate it. Now I'm like, perhaps I could come up with a few little brands and activate it myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll have some collaborations with people whereby you can
100%.
sort of do like joint ventures and stuff like that. So then, in terms of so for Under the Canvas, then where's it going to go? Have you got like 5-10 year plan? Have you got like an exit strategy? Have you got anything going on like that? Or
no, that's a good question, man. It's I ask myself that every day. It's like, do I double up, double the teams, double the thingy? Like, do I want that? Not sure at the minute. Like, I like doing. I like being sort of a premium product. You know what I mean? In events, if I was to go into sort of mass stuff, then it's all about low rates, quality not so good. It'd be just meterage and meterage. Whilst there's a market for that, maybe as my tents get a little bit older, maybe I hold on to some for that. But the honest answer is, like, I'm not sure. I quite like it where it's at. But I think for me, it is evolving that event space. Could I lay on my own event? Could I activate the space inside other festivals, and just expand in underneath the tent?
So like sort of keep the meterage in the sky of what you're doing, but then just look at what you could do underneath them.
So for me, like, it's infrastructure.
Yeah.
So like if I was to put an event on or host something, I've got quite a big capacity in terms of infrastructure as a save. So I'm like, there's an angle there. There's a bit of room for me to take a bit of risk. But these are all early ideas.
I think what it does do, it shows the fact that you're enjoying what you're doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because like loads of people, they're like totally focused on exit, but generally there's either 2 reasons for that. I feel is one that they're just a bit more maybe business savvy and they started something with an exit in mind, or they're just so desperate to see the end.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where they're in what they're doing what they're doing every day and instead of fucking enough of it and they just want to be gone. So then by default they then go, right, I need to think about where the finish line is. So it's really, so if you're not thinking about that, it just shows that you're just enjoying and loving what you're doing on a day to day, which is amazing.
So the business element of it for me is systems and processes.
Yeah.
So my goal at the moment is to build a business that don't actually need me. That's what I'm trying to do. But I still love the business. Yeah. If I can go out on the tools or I can do the meetings or bring in the orders, I love all that. Come up with a new concept. For me, it's the creative side of the business. I love, we'll build a system that manages it, or put in someone, like leverage someone's skill set to be able to like develop your business. Trying to pull myself out of the technician sort of side of things, so I can do other things. Do you know what I mean? Like, Under the Canvas might not be the business that sets me up for the future, but it might be a nice little business that runs out in the background that gives me a bit back every year. Do you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
That I can still be involved in. So. But yeah, I don't know what's happening next week, mate, to be honest.
No, I love it. So anyway, cheers, Ben. Thanks for coming down, mate. It's been banging sort of half hour, great chat. And then obviously you'll be at BizzFest this year, so we're looking forward to having you there and the stretch tent, so it'll be wicked.
I'll see you there, man.
Wicked.